Good afternoon, everybody. It's just Heather again, and/or Hetty. As each of you know, I seem to have the multi-name, but I respond to it all and a little bit extra. Um, it seems like a lot has been going on in everybody's lives. Um, as you all probably have been seeing the prayers for the name at AZ Turner, and his name is David Turner, and it's for his daughter and Jan's daughter, that's his wife, um, Hannah. She's been in the hospital for 9 days, and they've gone through so many testings and the in-depth electrodes, and the put a second grid in, and they're actually not going to go through with the surgery, being in just wrong placement and taking certain parts out would be too much at risk. So they're going to, after a few weeks, when she heals, they're going to probably look into the VNS, which is the vagus nerve stimulator. Um, there are some ups and downs to that, but with prayer, you know what? There are ups to everything. So, God's in control and He has amazing wonders and answers to everything. I also do know of a few devices that are coming out that I think that would apply to her probably even more so, um, given the type of seizures that she does have. But it's all in His timing and all in His will. And the family's so strong and have such faith, and they will get through it, and she's an amazing child. So just keep Hannah and the family in your prayers. And I just wanted to give you a quick verse that always captured me when just before my second brain surgery. That was just amazing. And I may have spoken about it once before, but came across it again when I was praying about Hannah. And it, it kind of relates to when you're going through all the prayers of what shall I do, what is in your will, and God, just lead me, and you have the answers. And it's in First Thessalonians chapter 5, and it's verse 16 through 18, and it's always be joyful, keep on praying, and no matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus. And that was like such just a grasping one for me when I was going into my second brain surgery. And, so many people at my church are I mean, they're all so supportive. Yet, when you don't know anything about epilepsy or brain surgery, it takes people for a loop. And you got to grasp things like verses like that, and that's what I spoke about before I went into brain surgery. And it takes some people for a loop, but I'll tell you what, he's there, and just keep praying, and he does have a will for everybody, and don't ever let it get you down. I was questioned about not just epilepsy but depression. Um, Fortunately, even with everything I'm going on the outside of epilepsy, and not just health-wise, but just with family and um, just some, I know a lot of you know the circumstances I'm going through, and depression is depression. With epilepsy, the brain is a chemical. It can be chemically imbalanced, and especially with the medication that is prescribed. Just read upon it. I think people who don't have it should take it for a few weeks. I'm not really prescribing it. I'm just saying to understand what will happen, to your central nervous system, and how it will depress you for a while. But you have to get back into His Word. You got to get into faith, and you got to know that God will lift you out of this. I will never deny that whatsoever, because I've been through every antidepressant, and it is a minor help. But the moment I got deep into his word was the moment that he pulled me from no matter what CNS, central nervous system depressant I was on, and no matter what circumstance I was going through, it didn't matter what anti-epileptic drug I was on and what family issue on the outside of health I was going through. It's his promise that really prevails, and that I took it to another step and I reach out to others, that makes me feel absolutely phenomenal through him. So never question, don't let anyone get you down thinking that there's some demon inside you if you have epilepsy. That's not the case. A very, very, very long time back when they didn't know what epilepsy was, back before, gosh, even cancer was even diagnosed as to what is this? Why are people dying? You know, they didn't know how to handle it then. So at least in time and decades and decades and years and centuries and centuries, with the technology that God gave us, they've been able to diagnose and understand more and more what epilepsy is and what causes. They're all different types. Are there pseudo seizures, meaning that it's just from basically in a sense it's a type of it's a seizure that you can't control, but it's not truly from the brain. It's one that you cause in a sense on yourself from all the stress that you bring on in your life. um, it's not one that the stress causes in your brain. So there are different types. That one I still say, the best thing for that is talking it out. They still do have certain medications for it, and along with psychology and or some sort of counseling to get a grip on why is it that your body unconsciously feels that it has to have a breakdown. Unfortunately, um, granted, most people with epilepsy will have an EEG that shows actual epilepsy activity. And granted, I've had that for over 31 years. And and that's when it's actual an epileptic seizure. And that's something that can be cured in different ways, shape, or form, whether it's like the 5 medications I take, that's not completely cured. Um, Going on, surgeries and or the devices that are out there. But there are many things that are coming out, and just never give up. My biggest cure really and truly is faith. And Jesus has amazing plans for us all. And just don't ever give up. And you've got to have a support system. You have to have the friends and family that have faith, that truly understand what you're going through and will support you and not question you. And I've been through both sides with the questioning and the absolute utter support. So you need to understand your boundaries. And if you don't have the ones that you love to little pieces that support you, you have to have boundaries as to how often you see them. And you don't lean on those ones. So keep, like I said, a little Hannah in your prayers. Um, if you can just throw me in there too with certain circumstances I'm going through, you can message me, of course, and I would elaborate on that as much as you would like. Um, Twitter me at Epilepsy Cures, or you can always Facebook me, and you can find me at facebook.com/Hetty number 4, that's Hetty for Christ, or just come to my site, which is www.causes.com/epilepsycures. And I would love to hear your story and just reach out to me, and I would love to just reach back out to you and give advice and stories as to what hospitals are really prevailing on this. So, God bless each and every one of you. And I'm here, and I know several other people out there that are here also for you. And one big one out there would be the epilepsy guy. He's an amazing soul. So contact me if you don't know that name offhand, because he's a great one. I'll post his posting too today. God bless you all and have a great day.